The art curriculum is really dependent on the details, meaning when you see an art piece, you really have to know exactly who made it, when was it made, what was the purpose, and kind of what's the message behind it, as well as a few artistic techniques with the music or the just overall piece. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Ask Joaquin Anything show. This is episode number 2. It's the second episode. May I also note something interesting about the number 2 is that 2 is the only even prime number. There's no other prime number in the entire universe of numbers that is even, at least not that I know of. So that's a pretty cool thing about number 2. First episode was the one I posted around 2 weeks ago, where I answered random questions, did WSC crushes. Well, since then, I've gotten so many questions on my Instagram channel about Scholars Cup, about productivity, about just happiness and life in general, as well as tons of comments. So I'm going to be answering those in this weekly show. Groot is falling off. So if you have your own question, please leave them down in the description down below or DM me on Instagram at Joaquin_Revello, and I will respond to your DMs in less than 24 hours, guaranteed.
You can ask me any question you want, as long as it's related to WSC, productivity, happiness, or overall success. I do not take any inappropriate questions because that kind of makes me feel inappropriate.
Okay, so our first question is from Amazing, a pretty amazing comment, if you know what I mean. Ha ha ha, I'm not funny. Okay, first question is, Joaquin, big fan of you. Okay, let's say you are doing a debate and I already have enough points, but I do not have enough things to say for 4 minutes. How can I add more content into my debate to fill up those 45 minutes? Thank you so much. Okay, Paul Amazing and everyone else who's wondering, to add more content in those 4 minutes, what I do is I normally back up everything I'm saying with concrete examples. More specifically, statistics to prove up those points, and then back those statistics up with examples. Also, my Groot's getting annoying. You don't have the privilege to be on my shoulder anymore. Get up. Go there again. Yeah. Stay. No. I don't want to hear your BS again, okay? Yeah, so when it comes to debate, make sure to keep adding examples to prove your points. Ultimately, something that I've learned through my years of Scholars Cup is that the judge wants to see that you know what you are talking about, and specifically once you do know what you're talking about, it's really easy to persuade people that it's right. So by adding more examples, you're kind of backing up everything you're saying to make it more concrete, and the judge sees that. They see that you're interested, they see that you know, because examples take a lot of prior knowledge. And to come up with examples, use the curriculum. Like literally every single thing you debate about is somewhat connected to one point in the curriculum. So you can easily feed examples off that point, add it into your debate, and keep elaborating on. Specifically elaborate on how the example is important, why you should care, and precisely how it supports your point. And then you could keep on adding on to the example by using details to back up everything you say within that example. For example, you see, I'm even using an example to back this up. For example, in the 2017 curriculum, there was a debate prompt that I remember, debate topic that we debated in Hanoi, which was, we should allow people to transfer memories, basically transfer memories from adults to kids, to like children. And what I used to support up my claims were, first of all, there was a literature piece about a baby that got her memories transplanted into her brains, and then she like ended up killing herself in the wound. So that was a good example to say why memories can be destructive. And then there was another I can't remember, but there was another piece of art, I believe, that used the exact same principle. And then I backed up my point with those 2 examples, and the judge could clearly see what I was talking about because it's related to the WSC curriculum. Okay, our next question comes from Fabila Eugene Irawan. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. The question is, any tips on how to talk to random people at globals and social events? Okay, here are a few tips that I use normally to talk to new people, and I think it works pretty well. Nobody has burned down my house yet or thrown a rock at me. Yet. Yeah, nobody's gonna burn my house, okay? Chill. I know we use trees to make houses, so you can just chill, okay? The first thing I'd say is don't be scared, because in the Scholars Cup, everyone outside of your delegation is already scared to talk to you because they don't know you. So everyone kind of fears the same thing. So I'm just being confident and going up to talk to someone makes a really big impression, because it shows that you're not scared and you don't care what people think. The second thing you should do is to start off by asking what country they're from, and then based on that result, let's say they're from, I don't know, let's say they're from Canada like me. If you know a little bit something about that country, you can start discussing that thing, because they're most likely going to know a lot of key things about Canada. For example, if someone asks me what country I'm from, I'll say, yeah, Canada. I have mooses there, you know, maple syrup, I play hockey. Yeah, chill. So they're like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, hockey, yeah, I really like maple syrup, I've tried it. And then from that connection, just by asking what question you're from, number 3, once you find something in common, you keep talking about that, and that really gets the conversation going. And then the more you talk, the more things you'll realize you have in common, because just by being in the Scholars Cup in general, there's so many things you have in common. You might not realize this, but the further you dig, the more common things you'll realize you have, although you might live in the other side of the world. So really talking about those things you have in common really builds that relationship, that rapport, and it's just a way to not feel socially awkward in like the competition, basically. The next question is, can you react to WSC Tea? Yeah, I was brought this to my attention after some guy sent it to me. Let me just actually check. I think this Instagram channel, WSC Tea, I heard it's like a more explicit version of WC Crushes. So, okay. It was brought to my attention by this guy called Kareem Willems 12. You should follow him. He sounds really cool, and he sounds like a really nice guy, because I saw a few of the posts and he was defending people. Like, he defended one post where some guy, this is not one of my posts, it's an anonymous post that someone made about me. I don't know, just what the hell, man. It's the YouTube scholar Joaquin Revello had Katrina Lee appear on his channel twice, and I feel like he's doing it for clout. Lamo. I actually had no idea what clout meant, so I actually had to Google that up, and it's like, and in all honesty, Katrina's one of the most intelligent people I've ever met on the subject of debate and just WC in general. She's been doing it for like 4 years now. So, Avon kind of wanted to have her on the show with him, and I'm like, okay. Originally, the plan was to have Katrina on the debate and Avon on the other, but Avon wanted to have it there, and Katrina was like, yeah, sure, I'll do, because they're good friends already. So I had them on, and it's just amazing. She's amazing when it comes to giving advice. And then this chill guy Kareem, this guy Kareem defended me, and I really appreciate that. So on this channel, let's see, what do we got here? I know who WC Warty is. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. Who's this WC Party? Okay, all these big WC pages are not inclusive at all. Small pages cannot have accounts because these huge accounts which only make memes barely help the scholars, except from WC Party. That's a good question. If you want me to react to these, I may make a future video. What do I say to this? Like, what do I say? Like, okay, it's like, okay, let's react. Let's be real here. Polly looking for a fling the way I see it. I have no idea what that means, so that's my reaction. No chairs, just alpacas and medals. Remember the time I wrote about an alpaca being abused? Well, this time it's someone disrespecting my chair. Yeah, basically, WCA just created such a cult where these alpacas are being like, they're so important, but I mean, chairs are just like, the thing I'm seeing, like, if it wasn't for this chair, can you imagine me like talking to you like this, like, what's up guys? How's it going? I think I'll talk to the mic. How's it going? So like, we have to respect the chairs, guys. Like, this is like, I'm not funny. Like, damn, I'm terrible at making these jokes. Next question. If you get in the championships in Yale, will you get a scholarship to Yale, or do you just see an alpaca? Let me just say, it's not just an alpaca. It is the greatest and most beautiful alpaca you'll ever seen. I mean, I've seen many alpacas.
Yeah.
No, you're not. I don't classify you as an alpaca. I classify you as a dumb animal that's trying to annoy me right now. But I've seen many alpacas. The one at Yale is so nice. When I went, he tried to spit at me, and then after that, I didn't like him anymore. But I've kind of like grown my relationship closer to him. When it comes to scholarships at Yale, I actually have no idea. That's kind of what I thought. I think it's just a rumor, because the Scholars Cup isn't directly partnered with Yale itself. I think it's like another branch of Yale and like the services. I'm not completely sure, so I'm not going to answer this question because I really don't know if you get a scholarship. Okay, and finally, I keep getting these DMs. Like, it's probably the 7th time I've gotten a request to make an art and music review video. So I'll make a brief summary. I won't be able to cover the entire curriculum. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to right now. I'm just going to discuss about a few strategies on doing really well in that section. The art and music, I think people think it's the hardest. In my opinion, it's by far the easiest. I mean, if you put in the same amount of time in the art as you do in something like special area, like a few hours a day leading up to TOC, you'll easily be able to do the best in that one. And let me just explain why. Because the art curriculum is really dependent on the details. Meaning, when you see an art piece, you really have to know exactly who made it, when was it made, what was the purpose, and kind of what's the message behind it, as well as a few artistic techniques with the music or the just overall piece. If you just do that, if you really tone in on the details, know everything around that, it's so like the art section is so easy to know. I mean, just tone in on the details, research them with a group, memorize them, like review it, and then you'll have success in the art section overall. It's not like science where you actually have to like, I mean, for me, science is easy because I like science, but if you don't like science, it's not like science where you have to like know all the tidbits and how everything works and like the gas and like the particle and the metal mixture and the alloy, whatever. It's not like that. You just know a few details on who, on when it was made, on like what was the event that inspired it, as well as what's the purpose, and a few techniques revolving around the creation of the actual piece itself, and you should be fine. Like all of these things you can find on my Quizlet. Actually, my teammate Amin made a few study stats about the specifics of the piece. Memorize those and you'll be fine. And then do more research on top of that, because there's still a bunch of things I didn't research about. Then you'll be fine. When it comes to actually talking about the curriculum itself, by this stage, I mean, it's almost September. By this stage, one of your teammates must have already done some research on the art and music. So if I just go and I start saying my research, which is going to take me like another 40 minutes, if I start doing that, I don't think it's going to give you the most value, because it's just surface level stuff. So look to your teammates for that and just do the research and tone in on the details. Memorize it and review, and you can use my Quizlet to help you with the names, because the names are so important. Like, if you don't know the name of the artist, you're actually screwed, because like I'd say like half of the questions revolve around just knowing the names of the artist, and it's like, well, like Michelangelo's work. If you don't know what statue Michelangelo made in reference to the curriculum, you're actually screwed for the entire challenge section. So make sure you know the names. Make sure you know, again, the how. I'm repeating myself at this point, but make sure you know those details, and you'll do fine with the art and music. Okay? And music specifically, I'd strongly suggest you just listen to the song every single day when you wake up. The playlist. There's a playlist a guy in my delegation made, Marcus. You can check it out on Spotify, and there's probably tons on YouTube Music, on iTunes. At this point, it's everywhere. You don't have to make the effort to find the songs yourself. Just use the playlist on Spotify, on whatever you listen. I mean, if you listen to music on SoundCloud, there might be a SoundCloud playlist. I don't know. Use the music, listen to it every day. You'll have the words memorized, and just know the purpose behind it. And don't make assumptions when it comes to the art curriculum, because many things you think are true when it comes to actually reading the lyrics might be completely the opposite, which is something that happened to me in the first year in 2017. There was this music, it was Drops of Jupiter. For literally 5 months, I thought like the guy Train was talking to his lover, but in reality he was talking to his mom. So when I got that question in the global round, I was screwed. I answered the lover and it was the mom, and chaos. So I don't assume stuff when it comes to music. Just research it, you'll be done, and it's not that hard, that section. Okay, that is it for episode number 2. Again, please leave your comments, questions, your whatever down below. Tell me if you want Groot to be on my shoulder again. It's kind of annoying. It just falls off sort of thing.
I'm Groot.
Yeah. I know you want to be on my shoulder, but you can't. You gotta be on the head of J5.
My name is Jeff.
No, your name is not Jeff. It's J5.
My name is Jeff.
I bought you. I paid my money to go to the global round, and now you're
My name is
disrespecting me. What? And we're back again. You know, we're going through tough relationships. J5 and me, like, he's trying to change his name, but I already made like a birth certificate. I got him at the glow round. Yeah, just shut up. And plus, I got a message the other day, this guy not wanting me to say dead memes, but the dead memes will continue. So comment down below if you want the dead meme. If you want me to answer any of your questions, again, DM me on Instagram. Guaranteed under 24-hour response time. Guaranteed. And I'll add it into these videos if I get enough questions. Keep giving me whatever you want. If you have a video suggestion, if you have any comments on making this show less cringy for whatever reason, please leave that down below. I do read all of my comments. I read all of my DMs. I read all of my Instagram comments. I don't look at my Facebook friend requests anymore, but don't friend request me on Facebook because I'll say no. So yeah, do that. Send me your questions and I'll see you for episode number 3 next week. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I mean, I'm having fun right now answering these questions, and I hope it helps you. We'll be in for episode number 3 next week. I'll see you then. Damn, I have to get better at this ending. Until next time, guys, stay productive. I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye. Also, comment down below if you want me to throw a rock. Actually, no. We're non-violent, so we have to be kind. We have to be kind to our alpacas. Yeah. I actually love you, alpaca.